All right, legends, welcome to the Adventure Family podcast. This is the first ever episode, and I'm super stoked to have on Dion James. A good friend of mine has led me to Dion. I've been following him for probably a good 6 months now, and he's been on some epic adventures, living the van life, traveling Australia, and just changed his life dramatically. And yeah, after seeing his content just inspiring me to pursue more adventure, I thought it'd be an epic opportunity to get him on here and chat all things adventure, the do's and don'ts, the life lessons, and yeah, everything in between. So welcome, Dion. Thanks for
Thank you
jumping
so
on, brother.
much. Thank you for having me. I was just saying before that I was super inspired from you. I was looking at your page. I'm like, this guy inspires me. I love his energy. I love what he's doing with the children and the future. So you really inspired me to come on here as well. So I love it.
Yeah, thanks, bro. I appreciate that. And yeah, I guess let's just get a little bit of an insight to who Dion James is and how you ended up, yeah, in the van, traveling Australia and living this incredible life.
It's funny because a lot of people say to me, like when I'm traveling, they're like, "You're so lucky to be traveling Australia. You're so lucky to be doing this thing." And I'm like, for me, I don't think there was any luck in this. Like for me, it probably took me, I could say, about 5 years to get to the point where I'm traveling now. Like I was at a point in my life where my life wasn't bad. Like on paper, it was all pretty good. Like everything was ticking along. But deep down, I knew that there had to be more. I was just curious. And I'm like, there's got to be more to life. Like I'm living a good life, but there's no room for new conversations. There's no room for new friendships. There's no room for any new experiences in my life. Like I'm like working 10, 12-hour days. I'm home, work, home, work, home, work, home, and maybe have 1 or 2 days off in a week. And I'm like, I just aren't fulfilled. I'm not truly fulfilled in my life. And there's got to be something more to this. Like I want to go out and adventure. So I started living from a place. First of all, I remember I sat down in my house at the time and I got down a bit of paper, and this was a big thing for me. And this is something I truly live by, is like I got down a bit of paper and I wrote down my current life. I wrote down how I felt about my life, how my days actually looked, and I wrote down my dream life. A life that I actually want to live and what I actually want to do and the purpose and the mission I actually want to move towards. And I looked at my current circumstances. And I'm like, okay, look, I've got to be real with myself here. I'm not living in alignment with the person I actually want to become. So I started just taking small, actionable steps towards this. And at that time, like it wasn't a dream to go travel. I wasn't 100% sure that it was something that I wanted to do. I just knew that I had to change my life in some way. I had to, like, I was still drinking a lot. I was still going out and doing these things that weren't really in alignment with the person that I wanted to become. So I felt like over the years, I started just dropping away these habits and started forming new habits. And then I got to a place in my life where I'm like, okay, let's live from curiosity. What's next? Like, what can come from this? And I'm like, wow, I've always wanted to travel, but I don't have a partner. I don't have any of this. I don't know anyone that's doing it. So this is way out of my comfort zone. Like I'm pretty scared to go and do this thing, but I'm like, what even is fear? Like, what is this thing we call fear? And I started really reflecting on this thing that we all live from this place of fear. And I'm like, it's the unknown. Like, because I don't know what my life's going to look like. I have no idea. I haven't traveled before. I don't know. I'm like, how can I be afraid of something that hasn't even happened yet? Like, I don't know. I don't know what it is. And I started really just reflecting on that. I'm like, how can I live from fear from this place? I haven't traveled on, like long term by myself. I don't know. So I'm like, okay, look.
Where do you think that comes from?
I think it comes from society. I think fear is programmed into the human experience. I think as soon as you turn the TV on, as soon as you do anything like this, is always fear driven. It's like, if you don't do this, this will happen. If you don't follow this, this will happen. And I feel like it's subconsciously programmed into us that we live from this place of fear, but we really should be living from a place of creation. And it's easy for me to say this now, but even to this day, I still have moments where I drift back into the fear. But the thing that I found is when you can actually realize this, like, what state am I coming from? Like, even yesterday I was in a place where I had a bit of a low day and I'm like, gosh, I'm just not sure what I'm doing. And I'm like, where am I coming from here? Oh, I'm living in fear. Okay, well, let's just make some manageable steps. What can I do to get back into this higher state? So I truly feel like that fear does come from the programming.
What do you feel like your biggest fear was when you were going through this big like these big life changes, and then you started seeing and visualizing this new future, was there something that really stood out that sort of kept like trying to pull you back and keep you safe? Like, is there one fear that
Yeah,
really
just the safety of having a stable income and having your comfortable environment, having a roof over your head, all these beautiful things that are so amazing in life, and like
yeah,
that was pulling me back. And it was, if anything, it was just more comfort. Like it was just a comfortable known life. Like that was the thing that. But as I was saying before, I realized that with this known comfort, I wasn't growing as a person. I sort of reached a level where I got to, and I was like, oh well, what now? Like I'm kind of I've just been going through the motions here. So I'm like, what's next for me? Like where can I go next? So I kind of got to that place, and I'm like, okay, well, I want to travel. Let's go do this.
Yeah, epic. And do you feel like you're at your best when you are growing and you're pursuing these things?
100%. And this is one thing, like I want to speak on, like when I was a little bit younger, I think I was maybe 23, I'd done a little bit of traveling for about 6 months. But something that I really struggled with during that time is I didn't have a purpose. I didn't have a mission. I had nothing. Like I just sort of quit my job at that time, and I was just going through, and it was just wanted a little bit of time off. And I found myself really lost because I actually had nothing to move. Like I'm someone, and I guess most men are, and I guess you could probably speak on this too. Like when we have a North Star, when we have something that we can actually work towards, it gives us like a purpose to wake up in the morning, and it gives us passion. So I said to myself, if I'm going to go travel again, I've got to have something I'm moving towards. I've got to have a passion and this purpose that I'm actually going to move in this direction.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, 100%, mate. Because before, when I was living without purpose, it was the same. I was just drifting through life and just going from one thing to the next, not really guided by anything. And it wasn't until I stopped and assessed my life and really thought, what am I passionate about? What do I actually want to do in this life, and how can I impact others? Then instantly, like you said, you just wake up with so much energy. So that's exciting. And it is, people often say like, oh, how do you find your purpose? And it's like, you just have to be actively aware of your behaviors, what brings you joy, how does certain things make you feel in the moment, how is your current job, your relationships, where are all these things, and just that awareness process. And then you can really pinpoint, okay, these things really light me up. I actually want to get more, I want to pursue more of those. It may not be your purpose, but it starts guiding you in the right direction. And when you often try multiple things and really being aware of how it's making you feel, and it will lead you closer and closer to your purpose. Whether it's not your purpose, that's perfect, because you still learn through that process. And I think the ultimate purpose is when you can impact others along the way, then that's the ultimate fulfillment. Like I think in my eyes, the ultimate gift in life is to discover your gift and then share it with the world. That's how I see it.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Like I was going to say to you, is that the thing that you've found is the biggest driver, is like having a purpose bigger than yourself?
Yeah.
Like, that impact for others as well.
Yeah, 100%. Because I was working on myself, after I had a health crisis, for years and years, and I was doing all these things for me, doing them all for me. And yes, it made me feel amazing. It gave me all the energy and started actually opening up my mind and my heart to pursue new things, which was fantastic. And then that was all well and good. But the moment I started sharing and giving back and impacting others, the fulfillment just went through the roof, and my happiness went through the roof, and my life improved significantly, and it just opened up so many doors. So I think that is where like my purpose really started to be cemented in, when I could see the impact it was having on other people, because their happiness, is just, you can't comprehend how it makes you feel when you can see and hear people say, oh, it's changing my life, and it just brings so much joy to my kids, and all these things that just light you up. That compared to when I was out at the mines, you'd never hear any positive affirmations about what you're doing with your job. It's just like you finish your job, on to the next. No one ever says, good work, mate. I love what you do, whatever, ever. In the first week of the program, I got more like praise and compliments about the program and what we were creating, in 1 week from parents than I did like my whole 12-year career as a Sparky. And I'm like, okay, this is interesting. Like I've never heard this sort of response before with anything I've done. So yeah, it really just starts guiding you when you align yourself, like we were speaking about before.
And it shows you're on the right path too. Like when you're, like we're saying, everything has to come in to align with your, like when you have a mission that's bigger than you, it's like the universe is like, here, have this. You need this to go bigger. And it's like starts giving you things and tools to that aligns with your actual mission. I feel like that is the biggest thing though, is like having, like you're saying before, like how do you find your purpose? And that's something that I struggled with for a long time. And even now I'm still establishing that. Like I still haven't 100% found it, but I'm like, I feel like you've just got to go try things.
Yes.
Like I remember I was working in the mines as well, and I was like, God, I'm grateful for the job that I have, but I know this isn't something I want to do forever. So I'm like, what do I want to do? I'm like, well, I'm just going to go do a course. I don't know. Like this is way out of my comfort zone. It was like on physiotherapy and like fascia. And I'm like, oh, I didn't know anything about this. Like I was the only guy there that was like a tradie, but I'm like, I've just got to try something. Like you've just got to, like if there's someone listening to this, like I've got no idea of my purpose. I'm like, just go try something. Like even go to a library. That's it. Like you don't know, but like if it's something in the field of like, say you love going to the gym and you love fitness, maybe there's something in that area that kind of aligns with that, but it may not be the thing that you love, but it's like, let's just try, let's play.
Absolutely. Yeah, I couldn't agree more, because whether you do love it or you don't love it, you find out. But if you don't try, you never know. So you're always in your head. And that's the beautiful thing about taking action, whether it takes, 10 or 20 or 30, try new things to find it, or it might take 1 or 2 goes. It doesn't matter, but you have to actually put yourself out there and try.
Yeah, I agree. And it's like, even from those experiences, it's like you learn something from that and you go, maybe this wasn't the thing, but you might meet someone there at that course.
Exactly, yeah.
And it's like, I find even years later, I'll connect with people that I met at something that I'm not even pursuing that anymore, but I've met contacts there and they're like, hey, I'm going to be here at this date. This person that I know now might align with this next path that you're on. It's like, God, you can't really lose. Like you just, you're always making connections all the time. And something I found when you do scary shit too, is like, you become a better communicator because you're learning from different people. You're learning how different people operate and they act, and it just gets you out of your comfort zone more. And you start talking differently. Like when you're around these different environments, you notice that your words start to change and how you communicate things. I'm like, this is the power in this. Like when when you're at the mine, sometimes the way you say things isn't the best. And it's like when you're in these other environments, it's like, gosh, I didn't even know that word existed. That's a really beautiful way to explain something. And you start really evolving a lot.
Yeah, a change in environment is just so underrated. Like like you said, whether you make new connections, start being aware of different language, how they perceive things, just a different open-minded look at the world. You're like, holy, this is crazy. I want more of this. And then that one environment leads to the next and meets more people. And before you know it, you start really discovering what is actually lighting you up and what you want to keep going for. So I love that. Let's fast forward to now. Dion, where are you right now in Australia? You're in your van.
That's it. This is about travel, isn't it? So this is the full experience.
Let's take a quick look around the van, Dion.
All right. I should have did a little bit of cleaning. We're going to read that first. Energy flows where intention goes. That's number one.
There you go.
There's the bed.
Big double bed. Perfect.
Double bed. You gotta have comfort. That's a good mattress, that one.
Yeah, it looks sweet. What kind of van are we running?
We've got a Ford Transit. It's a long wheelbase with a medium roof, so you can just stand up. Don't look at that hole there because that's a bit of a mishap.
Right, no one's going to pick apart your van,
mate. That's it. No, so it's a Ford Transit. So it's a decent size because you can actually stand up in it.
Yeah.
You can just stand up and you can still park in all the parking. Like I can take it to any shopping center. I can still park it. But the biggest challenge I've found is that when the weather is crap, like you want to have a bit of space that like even now it's summer. Yeah. I'm in Tasmania. It's 16 degrees.
Nice. It's like 32 here today.
It's a whole different like world down here. I'm like, I'm so thankful I have this because we sit here and have this conversation and I'm out of the weather. But like I traveled in the rooftop tent there for a while and that was epic. I love my travels in that, but like it was super challenging for long periods of travel. Like I've been traveling now for like 15 months or something.
Yeah.
And I'm just thankful I have this because it gives you your space as well. Like if you're someone that's doing a bit of work online or you want to have a bit of your space, it's nice to be able to shut the door and have your little environment. Like traveling can be challenging because you'll park up somewhere and everyone wants to have a chat. And I love that. I love connecting with people. I love the conversations. But there is days you're like, look, I'm just needing my time.
Yeah,
Because it's like
I'm locking in. Yeah.
it's like your house. Like it's like you wake up in the morning at 6 o'clock or whatever time you wake up, and someone just walks straight through the door. Hey, how you going? It's like, oh gosh, like I need give me an hour just to stabilize a little bit.
Yeah, 100%. And did you build your van yourself?
I did. So it took me, I reckon, about 3 months. I was at work at the time. I had a good job, so I was thankful for that. I was just locked in.
Yeah.
I was like, YouTube, every single YouTube video I was looking at, I was going through, getting all different ideas.
Yeah.
And then I did I have a trade background, so that definitely helped. Like I had no idea how to build a van, but I had the hands-on skills, which was cool. But I just went through, like I had done a little couple projects before, but I wasn't really. I was like, okay, this is actually a big project. Like to build a van properly is actually bigger than what I thought. So I was like, I've got to get organized here. Like get the Excel spreadsheet up, put everything in there that you need, go document it. So I actually went pretty detailed with everything, and it made the build a lot easier. Like I was able to go through other people's build plans, fans, all like fridges, how layouts are. And it's really hard because there's so many different layouts in vans. You've kind of just got to pick one that sort of suits that you think you're gonna. I think it's more about lifestyle. Like, what are you actually bringing to the road? Like for me, I'm very adventurous. Like I do mountain bike riding, surfing, calisthenics, weights, and running. And I'm like, do all this stuff. I'm like, I don't really want to lose that in my life because that brings me a lot of happiness and joy. So I wanted to create a space where I can kind of bring all those things with me. So I just kind of designed my van around that.
Yeah, beautiful. And so a 3-month build, and you got basically all your information just online. You didn't have to like hire anyone or get extra help. You just did it everything from start to finish yourself.
So 3 months of research, and then the build was probably about 2 months, month and a half, 2 months. Like I was going pretty hard. I kind of burnt myself out a bit, to be honest. And then everything myself, I done by myself, but the actual electrical side of things, if you go like a 240 volt power, I just got a Sparky to come in and just wire up the 240 for me. But all the 12 volt stuff I could do myself. No gas, it's all electric, which is a lot easier for compliance, because when you're building a van from scratch in Australia, once you do that, you're not really insured for the actual build. You're only insured for the base cost of the van, like as a cargo van. So then you need to convert the van over to a recreational vehicle. So there is a process there. So you do have to tick a few boxes when it comes to like fire extinguisher. If you've got 240 power, you've got to make sure you've got like a Sparky that's signed off on your 240 power. If you go gas, that's another kettle of fish, because then you've got to have licensing and all these things. So there is a lot of things to think about, and there is a lot of amazing YouTube channels out there that do explain this. But this was something that I wasn't really sure about. There was something like you kind of come up to that point and you go, like these van builds, you're kind of working it out as you go. Like it's such a hard thing to be able to just go, it's done. It's like you come up to one roadblock, you're like, well, someone else has been here before. What did they do? So then I'd research that and then just kind of keep moving along like that.
So as a recommendation, would you say go for it and do it yourself, or would you be more inclined to get more help? If just say there's someone else out there like you who's thinking about it.
Yeah, I would definitely recommend doing it myself, but it depends on a few things.
Yeah.
Financial, obviously. Like if you have the money to go out and buy one, obviously buy one. But that's obviously the easier thing to do. So, and it depends on your lifestyle. Like if you have young kids, if you are still working full time, like it's a lot of time and energy that goes into building a van. And it depends on your time frame. Like for me, I had a shorter time frame. I wanted to complete it within like a 2-month window. So I just thought I can just lock in and do it. But if you've got like, say, I just want to go away on weekends and I don't really want to, I'm not in a rush. Doesn't matter. Just every weekend you can chip away. Maybe you got some friends that can help out. That's fine. But if for me, I wanted to go full-time travel and I wanted to go within a few months and I didn't have the funds to just go out and spend all this money on one that was completed. So I'm like, okay, let's do it ourselves. And to be honest, that was part of the adventure. Like it's kind of cool. It is like a cool thing. When you build something yourself, you're very proud of that. Like this is your home. You've built a home, and it's like I find when someone else is building something too, they never quite make it the way that you want it. So there's always a couple little things, and it's like
anyone else but yourself.
When there's something like the door doesn't shut properly, I'm like, oh,
that was
I can't really complain to anyone about that, can I? That's my fault.
Yeah, that's my bad.
So I would highly recommend building one yourself.
Yeah.
Like it's a journey, and it is a lot of. It will test you. There probably might be a few swear words, but it is fun when you complete it at the end there.
And I have no doubt it connects you to the van and the home like so much more too.
I definitely feel that for sure.
Yeah, nice. So okay, so the van's built. Did you have a set date that you were going to set off? Like, what was the process when it came to?
Yeah, there was a date, but this is a quite funny part of this. Was like most of my life, I've always had some structure. Like I've always had some form of routine, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not even sure where I'm going to go when I leave here. It was like, I remember leaving, like where I was living at the time. I remember leaving there. I was like, okay, now which direction do I go? Like it was that much of an adventure. I was like, how many moments in life do you get the opportunity where you're just free to go travel? I'm like, well, this is the first moment in my life truly that I have no commitments. Wow. I'm like, well, I've got a rough direction. I was in WA, south of Perth, and I'm like, okay, well, it's summertime. I'm going to go south. Where am I going to go? I'm not sure. Yeah. Let's just leave the driveway and see what happens. So that was my plan. It was the complete unknown.
Yeah, so you've gone from like sort of like a routine sort of guy, working all your life, and then you're going literally from one extreme to the other. Yeah. How are you feeling in that moment where you're like,
shitting myself,
turning the keys, and you're like, I'm going south, and I don't know where I'm going.
It was like a level of freedom that I hadn't really experienced before in my life, to be honest. Like there was obviously, I think it was relief, like because there's so much work that leads up to this point. So I guess when you're always working and you're so busy, you don't really get much time to reflect on yourself. Like you don't really get time to reflect on what you've actually achieved when you make these big achievements.
Yeah, you're so
and I was like, I was just so focused on what I was doing, and I had to lock in. Like I really just had to lock. Like I was doing a lot of stuff by myself at this time. I was like, I kind of just had to lock in and just get through it. And then once I left, I was like, okay, this is different. We're on here. This is a different lifestyle. But to be honest, and something that I did struggle with, and I know most people do that I speak with, is like the change of lifestyle. Like, and you could probably speak on this, is like when you're always busy and maybe you take a week off or something and you slow down, it's like, oh, now what?
Yeah.
Like what now? I gotta do something. I gotta always do something. And for me, that was a challenge at the beginning. I'm like, for the first time in your life, you don't actually have to do anything. You can just be present. And I struggled being present. I really did. I really felt like I had to always go do something. I had to get up and just go. And for me, it was really retraining myself to be like, still have, like we talk about with a purpose, still have your purpose, but you don't have to rush anymore. You don't have to always grind and rush, because my thing is with life is if your beliefs are, I've got to grind, I've got to rush to get things done, well, that's going to be your reality. So I kind of just gave myself like a few months to be like, okay, let's just soak this in. And it was a big achievement for me. Like I was super proud of myself. So I'm like, let's just actually soak this up and just be present with this and enjoy it.
Yeah. So you had that awareness to actually recognize that that's what you needed to do. So what were the actual like tangible things after that thought process? What, to do nothing? Like, does that mean just like go and sit in nature beside a waterfall for, hours on end, or do you meditate? Like, what is there a tangible?
To do nothing, I say do nothing. Like I'm still doing things. Like for me, it was just more so like let go of the control. Like let go of trying to control everything. Like you're in the unknown now. Like I don't know what tomorrow's going to look like.
Yeah.
I don't know the conversations I'm going to have tomorrow. I don't know. I have no idea. Like every day is such an unknown. So for me, it was just letting go of trying to control outcomes. Being like, okay, well, I've got to be here at this date and it's got to be this way. It doesn't have to be that way. That's just a story that's made up in the mind. Yeah. For me, it was just letting go of that and just kind of embracing the flow of life, like a little bit more. Like I find I was very routine based and I was very driven, which is good. But I kind of bring that into travel life a little bit too much at the start. And I was like, I've kind of got to let go here and just have my structure in my day, still do my exercise, still do my meditation, these things that really keep me on path, but let go and just allow life to present you with things and see what happens.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And you never know what is going to come your way when you actually just drop into that, because I think the routines and everything, they do serve a great purpose when we're in this normal societal like conditioning of life, because it just helps your life stay a bit more stable instead of being so frantic. But then when you are out on an adventure and it's all, like you said, you're free, like that's when the letting go is so powerful. I'm not sure. Have you read the Surrender Experiment?
I've heard of that book many a times, but I haven't read it.
I think you'd love it. That's a really, really epic story about how letting go can just change your life. So I think in your situation, it'd just be such a nice thing to really take on board. So you've set out on the adventure in the van. What was your what is your mission? You talk about your purpose, saying like finding what Dion James actually wants to do and share. Now you're on this journey. You've been doing it for a year and a half, and like, is that purpose still the same, or is it shifting and adjusting as you grow as well?
I think it's shifting as I grow, but like my mission now is to really I just want to give back. I honestly want to. I'm someone who hates suffering. Like I understand what it's like when you're in these states that you're very low. You think that everything's against you. You have anxiety. You feel like shit. Like your health is deteriorating. Like I hate people that are in those states. So I really just want to help people now, and I'm on that mission now to keep educating myself and really building something that I can actually help people overcome their fears. Like I've really found the power in getting beyond those limiting beliefs and having people that actually believe in you. Like it's something really hard is like when you're going through this stuff alone, like it is super challenging. It's so isolating when you're facing these demons and all these things. But if you have like one person that just believes in you and backs you, like it could change your whole life. So for me now, I've just been getting myself into a place like through a few different courses and a few different things of like, okay, how does the human mind work? What's the fundamentals of this? Like what is it? What even is like a healthy life? Like what's happiness? What are these things? And I've kind of just been asking these real deeper questions for myself and then kind of educating myself along the way and being like, how do I actually help someone? Yeah. And it's like coming from like, say, where I was when I was younger to where I am now, it's kind of like re-engineering those steps along the way. Like, how did you get to this point here? Where you love your life, you're super happy, like how did that happen? So for me, I've just been kind of like reflecting on that period and sort of re-engineering that, and then kind of, now I'm in the process of like, what do I have to offer? How can I help people? And within this, it's not like even something I started doing randomly is like, I'll say in the morning, how can I help someone today? Like, what is something I can do that's like, because some people I've found is like it's hard when you're in this environment, you're so consumed. Is like people lose touch with there actually is so many beautiful things in this world. And for me, if I can make an impact on someone's life, and this could be the smallest thing, holding a door open for someone, saying, wow, you look amazing today. Like just being generally kind, like that is enough sometimes.
Yeah.
Like maybe someone's never had that for years, like someone just being a kind gesture. Like even at the supermarket, you see a lady maybe go buy something, you're like, hey, $10 here, I'll scan for that, and that could change their whole perspective on their life. Maybe that's never happened in their whole, like for $10 you could change someone's, it doesn't even need to be money, it could just be a kind gesture like I said. But for me, I started asking myself that, like, what can I do today that can make an impact on someone else's life? Even smiling, like being kind. There's so many different aspects to that.
Yeah, I love that. I think if anyone takes anything from this podcast today, that is a beautiful question to ask every single day when you wake up. At any moment, you can always make someone's day that little bit better by just doing something so simple. And it's becoming more and more rare in this world. So when you do it, it really does stand out. So buying someone's coffee, holding the door open, picking up the trolley from the back of the old lady's car when she's done the groceries, like it's really powerful. And if you're actively looking for that, like I think good things are going to come back to you. So that's, really powerful message. I love that one. And I think, the listeners can really embrace that, because I think that's a good way to actually change the world. Like that's what do they say? If you want to change the world, it's one small act of kindness at a time.
Yeah, and you have to change yourself. Like there's a lot of times where it's easy to be victimized by the world and by the environment, but it's like, well, what are you doing? Like you can sit here all day and complain about the world and all the stuff that's happening, which it is, like it's not, but it's like, well, what are you taking? What actions are you actually taking to make the world a better place? Like, are you going around and complaining to everyone and unloading all your shit, or are you actually going around being a kind person, opening the door, being a good, genuine person goes a long way in this world now. And it's like you can change someone's perspective, but you also changes your happiness. Because I've really found like yes, you're doing it for someone else, but the feeling that you get from that is like so unique. You can't buy that feeling. It's like this of serving others is such an amazing feeling.
Yeah, exactly. That's like on Christmas Day. Like I so much prefer giving someone a gift and seeing them open it than getting a gift myself. Like that feeling of like giving someone that excitement, like knowing that you could really make their day and put a smile on someone's face. That's epic.
I agree.
Yeah, let's come back to adventure. So what has just embarking on adventure done for you? Like how does it make you feel?
Makes you feel alive. It honestly does. It makes you feel like you're alive. It and for me, like on the adventure side of things, like you change
Mm,
as a person. Like I don't see the world the same now. Like through
mm.
adventure, I see it so differently. It's like I don't want to like that coming back to that kindness. It's like I just want to be kind to people now. Like
Yeah.
it just changes your perspective on life. And for me, like with the adventure side of things, you get so grateful for the simplest things. Like a hot shower now is like, oh, this is amazing.
Yeah.
It's like when you go to a house, it's like I lived in a house obviously for my whole life, but now moving into the van,
Yeah.
adventure, it strips everything away from your life. Like it simplifies your whole life. And if you're someone you're finding and taking everything for granted, go live in a van for a little bit
Mm,
because when you go back into your normal environment, you'll be like, oh my God, I'm grateful for this sink or this having a house with a tall roof. Like just the most simplest things that we take for granted for.
yeah.
When you're living in a van, it takes it all away from you. So that is probably the biggest thing that I've found is being grateful for the simplest things.
Yeah. Gratitude will change your life too. So it's
Yeah.
amazing to hear because I think when it comes to like going on adventures and like how it's changing your perspective of the world, do you think in normal society where 95% of the population is, do you think we're making it too complex? Like we're having too many things, we're chasing all the wrong stuff. Like is there a noticeable like light bulb in your head that's like, wow, all that stuff doesn't mean anything compared to what I'm doing now?
Yeah. Like it's such a hard question to answer because like I just noticed myself recently. Like now that I'm living this life, I've kind of started taking this is a hard thing to say, but for
Mm,
granted a little bit
mm,
because I've been living this life for over a year now. It's like, oh my gosh, we're humans. We just take it's so easy to just adapt to the lifestyle that we're living.
yeah.
It's such an interesting thing. And I was thinking about it more the other week. I was like, oh my God, I had this week where I was just like, I was like, am I even grateful for this life I'm living? It kind of just like, oh my gosh, I can't even believe I'm saying that. But like,
Yeah.
this is just me being real because
Yeah.
when you achieve the goal, it's amazing. But I found over time, this is just for me. I was like, I've kind of taken this for granted a little bit. And I had to like reflect a little bit on the life that I've created. And this is a unique life. And
Mm,
I had to come back to that gratitude for a bit. Like, I'm not perfect. I
yeah.
drift all the time and I drift out of it and I kind of go, what am I doing? Is this, and I kind of deviate sometimes. But
Mm,
yeah, it's a hard question to ask. But like, even when, like I was saying, even when you're in a house, you kind of forget about the luxuries that you have. And then you go to a van, then you appreciate that. It's kind of like jumping between the two. You're like, oh my gosh, it's also
everything just becomes normal, no matter
that's
what,
it.
no matter what circumstance.
Yeah, yeah.
That's wild. Okay, so for any families out there or any people out there who are thinking of doing what you're doing, or if there's just families out there who want to just start doing adventures, going on little weekend getaways, even half a day trip out to a waterfall or anything like that, like how do you think that can impact someone's life by just making a conscious effort to make one adventure a week?
I think it's so important. Like the power in getting into nature,
Hmm.
moving, laughing with community and friends changes your whole state.
Hmm.
Like when you're in your environment and you're stressed from the week and all these things are happening, I know it's hard. Like I find myself, I'm like, I don't really want to go here and do this thing. I can't be bothered. But every time I go and do it, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy. Like I'm so thankful I did. So if
Yeah.
you are someone that's like, there's resistance there, I'd look into that. I'd be like, why is there resistance here? Like just live with curiosity. Live with like, well, what would happen if we take the family here? I think it's also important to make it small, manageable steps.
Hmm.
Like for me, when I first started solo traveling, I was super scared, but I was like, well, maybe I'll go away for one night. And even before that, maybe I'll go out by myself to a cafe or
Mm.
say for the camping aspect, maybe we'll put the tent in the backyard. maybe we'll take the kids to the tent and we'll just like, that's our baby steps. Let's cook outside. Because if you've never done this stuff before, it's super, like, you don't know how the kids are going to act. You don't know all these things. So it's like, well, let's just really simplify this and just put it into manageable steps. Like, maybe we'll put the tent in the backyard. All the kids and mum and dad can sleep in the tent. And then, okay, step 1, awesome. Let's go with that. And then step 2, maybe we go somewhere that's an hour away from home. So we still feel comfortable with that. Like the home isn't far away if something happened. And I feel like it's a natural progression. And before you know it, you'll be in the middle of Tasmania, about 8 hours away from civilization. Like it's natural progression. I feel like when you just have too big of a goal, sometimes it's like it feels unreachable or unattainable. So I think it really is just having these little manageable step like goals that you can just work towards.
Yeah, oh man, that gives me goosebumps, because like creating this family adventure club is exactly what you just described. You know, I want people to make them feel achievable. Like they're so super simple and easy. It's already planned out for you, so it's just a matter of actually taking the action to go and do it. And it is those little steps. Like there's backyard campouts in there, because I remember as a kid, like there's such a level of excitement to doing something like that, regardless of it's your backyard. But if you can let kids use their imagination, you use your imagination, you can turn that into the most like special moment like a kid can have. And I keep coming back to this. I'm like, adventure doesn't have to be owning a van and traveling around Australia. Adventure can literally be setting up a tent in your backyard, lighting a little fire, telling stories to your kids, roasting marshmallows, and just sleeping all together under the stars. Like I find that so powerful, because like you said, those little baby steps, you know, especially for a young kid and a young family, that could lead to, like you said, ending up in the middle of Tassie, 8 hours from nowhere, because that adventurous spirit was just gradually got bigger and bigger and bigger. And yeah, it's got to start somewhere. And that's what I'm really excited about for this community, and to hear like what your story, to come from such one extreme to the other and now living such an adventurous life, those little steps. And like you said, it took you years and years and years to actually pack up, build the van and go. So I think that is really, really powerful to hear. And I'm excited that, you know, I'm excited to bring this community together to just start doing those little simple challenges and adventures to then hopefully lead into bigger and better adventures in the future. Before we wrap it up, Dion, it's been an epic chat. I just got to ask, what's been the funniest thing that's happened to you on your adventure, especially in a solo adventure? So I'd love to hear this. I'm going to ask.
Gosh, I didn't even think about that question before. I think, I don't know, is it funny, but just like being in crazy, crazy weather, like lightning, like just rain. I'm someone I find funny when things get challenging and hard. I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is funny. Like I'll just start laughing. Like there's other stories, but maybe they're not PG. So maybe
it brings back memories of like being a kid when the thunderstorm hit and you're like, you're actually shitting your pants and like,
but just feeling alive. Like just feel like, oh my god, this is crazy. Like thunder. Like I remember this one night, I was like, like I was just camping in this paddock. I'm in the middle of nowhere, and this isn't really funny, but it's good. It just came to mind. But I'm in this paddock in this forest. I'm in the middle of nowhere, and there's just lightning just coming down. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm like terrified, but it was like kind of this like thrill at the same time.
But that's the childlike mind, you know, like it's fear, it's excitement, and like it brings back so many emotions. I think like I remember storms as a kid was something you'd always like be terrified of. We would set the mattresses up in mum and dad's room. Like to me that was exciting, and you know, even though it was scary, but when you're alone in really crazy weather, you're like, shit is getting real. Like I actually have to I remember I was camping at Double Island, and on the radio they were just like banging on about this supercell that was coming, like this massive storm, and
cyclone.
On the radar it looks so gnarly. And I'm not gonna lie, I'd smoked a bit of weed earlier that day, so I was like mega paranoid. And they just kept, I was like, what are we going to do? Like, everyone pack up the cars. We're going to get in the, and like, Christo, just chill out. Like, it could be all right. You know, like, oh, no, I'm staying in the car. I'm locking myself in. And I was just like terrified of this thing. It was like, ended up just being such a non-event, but it did. It made you feel so alive. And I think
did. And like, even just getting out into the rain, like when it's pissing, it's like now we're like, I don't want to get wet. I'm just like, let's just go. Put the board shorts on. Like it's a thunderstorm. It's raining. Who cares? Like just walk. Obviously, if there's lightning, different story. Like
Yeah.
Be safe. But when it's like, I feel like now it's like you don't want to get your shirt wet, or you don't want to. I'm like, just put the boardies on and go and get wet. Go and live.
Yeah.
Go and bring that inner child out and go and have some fun. So
Yeah, I love that. I've been trying to make a thing of that whenever there's lots of rain on the sunny coast. I know a few spots now that like sort of flood and a little bit of water. Always grab the bodyboard, chuck in the back of the car, and me and my dog go down to the park or wherever the flooding is and just like run through the puddles, slide on the bodyboards, and like play fetch out in the rain. And it's just like, it's so invigorating, and there's no one around. It's like you got the whole place to yourself, and you just have like the most epic time. So like, and those little things in your head are great to like just embrace it. And you know, some kids like the other day, our program was like, "Oh, it's raining. If I catch a cold, I'm going to sue you." I said, "Mate, you have a shower every single night. How many colds have you caught? It's just water. It's going to be all right." He's like, "Oh yeah, true." I'm like, yeah.
And when they see you do that too, when they see you like having fun and playing, it's like, wow, Chris is doing that. I want to go do what he's doing. So it's like you kind of inspire the kids too to go out and have the fun. I don't think kids need much inspiration to go out and have fun. That's just they love that. But I feel like when an adult is doing that, you can inspire other dads as well to go out and play with the kids.
Yeah.
So.
And that is the ultimate goal from this platform to these podcasts to people sharing all their information, is to like inspire other families, other grown-ups to just have more fun, find a little bit of adventure, and just live life. So
I love it. You're inspiring.
No, you're inspiring too, bro. I'm loving it. I'm looking forward to where it leads you, and especially finding out what you're going to really share with your passion and purpose, because I think this massive journey that you're on is going to lead you to something great, and then the impact of others is awesome. So everyone who's listening,
thank you, brother.
The kindness, adventure more, and have fun. So thanks, Dion.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
I look forward to catching up when you're on the sunny coast.
Sounds good. I can't wait.